before you say it,
Yes.
I didn't have much to work with today.
You did. You could have used wrestling, Manny. You could have used wrestling. Daniel Bryan stared at Kevin Owens. MJF being attacked by one of the Pillman kids. Anything. Sting, who wasn't even on the show. You could have used my new favorite faction.
These two? These three?
These three, the V-Triggers. I don't know their official name.
Mandy and the V-Triggers.
She stole Cody's gimmick, I hope. And they're going to put past in bags and she's going to make corny jokes. And then go laugh obsessively. I need this. We currently have two people with the same gimmick. And then one is Sheamus and the other is Mandy Rose. I like that she's stealing from wrestlers I like.
Okay, who wore it better, Marcus?
Oh, I'm going to say it just like her entrance, Mandy. Just because.
This
And
is
they're
a
still
straight no. This is a straight no.
I could have went that route. With Zombie Ref. I would have went that route.
And finally,
Could have went. The Elite is complete.
I got rid of Nakazawa and Don Callis.
Where's Nakazawa? Oh,
behind
our logo. Damn, how could you do that? Hold on. Nick Jackson's outfit is the greatest outfit ever, and I'm just talking about his face. He has a nose ring connector to the earring. That is amazing. And completely douchey.
Matt Jackson looks like he's ready to go to bed.
Alright, but truthfully, Manny, this is going to be an amazing show we have today. Amazing show.
Are you selling people dreams? Are you selling people dreams right now?
I'm selling them dreams because I got no material today. Nothing. They gave me nothing.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe. Ow, ow, ow!
Hey!
Oh!
Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Out the
Yeah.
gate, Levi said both of the screenshots look like porn ads. You, my friend, have been looking at too much porn.
And apparently high quality live production porn with deep and thoughtful stories. Because I honestly, if I saw a screenshot for a porno involving Mandy Rose and this mask and this group, I gotta know the backstory of why she has the mask.
Welcome everyone to another edition of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I'm of course Lord Manny Hayes, joined by
Marcus, the grand finale, also known as Marcus the Ultimo Indie.
I did put that out there today.
I saw that. I saw that.
I mean, Mox has fought multiple Japanese men recently. Old Japanese men.
Yes.
Men that are either approaching 50, very
approaching
soon.
50? You mean approaching 60?
And then above 50. So, my pick for the next person to face Mox, and probably to defend the Cincinnati title. I couldn't think of any fucking name for that. Cincinnati Combat Sports World Heavyweight title is the Ultimo Dragon.
One at Brian Pillman Appreciation Night in some local high school gym. Ultimo Dragon comes finally defends the title after 17 years of just holding it hostage. Witness as he fights John Moxley live here on Dynamite.
I told Jamal. I also told Jamal that his boy Kevin Kelly can call the match.
I feel like I'm in 1980 if that's happening. 1990.
with Excalibur also doing color.
Honorable Dragon invented the Dragon Sleeper. And you're gonna go say all this shit. I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, the journey of Mox going through all the old Japanese man tradition. It ends with what, Muda? Maybe?
You say Muta, I will say a 70-year-old Anthony Inoki.
Maybe Juice's Thunder Liger come out of retirement one more time.
Possibly. But just remember back in the day on TNA when Bullet Bob Armstrong appeared.
You never know. You never know who's gonna show up on Dynamite at any age. Let's start off with NXT.
Do you not want to cover some news?
Oh! Yeah, let's cover the news.
So Mr. Kevin Owens has
This
been
motherfucker.
been tweeting up a storm and then deleting this storm, putting up coordinates for Mount Rushmore, suggesting that he may be leaving for AEW.
Dude's gonna find a new home in AEW when the year's out. He's gone. I see it already.
So also on this is John Alba of the Living the Gimmick podcast states that there's an internal belief in WWE that he's already made up his mind to leave WWE. I see it coming. I see it coming, and then you were talking about Sammy as well.
Yeah, they're both gone. Everybody's leaving. So push more down the card. Enjoy your spot, MJF. Sammy saying and Kevin Owens are coming to push you as well down the card. Lance Archer, enjoy AEW Even Darker. The new show.
Even Darker. That's our next show.
Yeah, Even Darker.
AEW Lights Out.
Teams has that FTW title. You're on AEW The Ocho. Where it is basically just you guys on that show fighting each other. Yeah, I can see it happening. I don't really have nothing to really add to this story other than, yep, I see it happening. There's no reason for him not to do it. He's not really doing anything in WWE. He fits the mold of everything that is AEW. And, why not? Why the hell not?
Well, and then we move on to the governor, Triple H, had a successful procedure after a cardiac event. I don't know why they're calling it a cardiac event.
Heart attacks feel weak. Maybe it was a panic attack. But
WWE announced that Triple H, I'm not going to give him his full name, has undergone successful surgery.
The man has had a heart attack and you're taking away his name. You're taking away the Levesque. You already know him as Paul.
And he is expected to make a full recovery following the incident, and the episode was caused by a heart issue.
A genetic heat.
But yeah, these things tend to happen when you work in high pressure jobs, especially when you get older.
When your father-in-law is breathing down your neck the entire time too, and he wants you to change it to his NXT, Manny. Do you think that had played any part of all the stuff that's been going on lately into
I think it definitely
cardiac event?
I think it had a part of
Sunday.
it. Like stress from your job probably would have raised that. Like I don't think he would have had just pressure from Vince McMahon. I think he would have had pressure from those stockholders as well to just be like, look, you've gone to bat against this AEW, and you've done nothing. You lost. You're on Tuesday. Something needs to change, and obviously, like Triple H is probably looking at like the fans love it. What else could we possibly do other than strip it apart, and then add Raw and SmackDown like colors onto it?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what NXT is just going to be, where everybody just goes.
I think that's what it is. It's a lot of things people don't react well to change either. Much like wrestling fans.
Yeah. NXT's death doesn't make sense anyway. It is something that everybody loved. Like, no one... I'm going to say, until the existence of AEW, no one had a bad thing to say about NXT ever. It was great. It was the golden child. AEW.
But you're looking
show,
at
everybody's back.
restructures and stuff all the time, don't you? When you look at companies and stuff like that, like things may still be going well, but a company wants to do a restructure and save money in places and stuff like that, and that's definitely what it looks like. Because like
Maybe they're adding money.
Yeah, but like, do you know how that switch from taking indie talent?
Yeah.
You take indie talent at this point, you're in a bidding war almost again with AEW at this point now, aren't you?
And then you're the same.
Yeah, you're in a bid. You're in a bidding war for like I don't know who's a free agent right now, but like you're in a bidding war against that. Do you really want to do that when you can pay some I don't know wannabe actor that wants to break it into the scene, and he has to do it by wrestling? You can pay. You can lowball him.
Yep.
Till he gets
your own.
You create your own. I think they've gone too drastic in the change. But like.
Well,
what do I know?
According to who was it, Nick Khan or somebody, they said they may look at any time, but it's not going to. They just went too hard on it, and I can see where they did that. They did kind of go hard on getting everybody at one point. They were scooping up everybody.
Yeah.
And this is the result of that. Like it just eventually busts, and now everybody's leaving, and they're in bidding wars with another company. But they never thought that they would actually have true competition ever again. So here's where we are. Here's to the new NXT. Do you think Triple H is going to show up on the debut episode? Talk about this is NXT after my cardiac surgery.
No, but it does make sense why it was on the news on wrestling news sites that Vince McMahon missed Raw last Monday.
Because he just killed a man.
That's not funny, but
I know.
But like, yeah, I would presume he probably was there at the hospital with Triple H, getting possibly the best care because they are made of money.
Yeah, it is the best. They had House.
I tell you, one person I would never want treating me would be House.
Come on, let House treat you.
No,
He's gonna eventually save you.
No.
He's gonna eventually save you.
He's gonna eventually save you. Imagine experimentary like procedures. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put you through the ringer before you eventually get better. Man, I've probably had my arm chopped off and all this other stuff. Lead up.
You die twice. You die on every commercial break.
They check you for lupus every 12 minutes.
And then it turns out, oh, it's the fish you were eating. You stop eating fish.
So, but potentially someone moving to the new brand of NXT would be the newly signed Gable Stevenson. Can't say. Keep want to call him Stevenson. It's not.
Is it just Gable Stevens? Is it just Gable Stevens?
Stevenson.
Stevenson. No, he's not Steve's son. He's Gable Stevens.
They're gonna change his name, right? Call him Gable Steve.
The Olympian Gable. Let's go call him Gable. And there goes Chad's life. Back to Shorty G out here. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm Shorty G one more time.
But we're going back to the gold logo because I can't. That logo, the new logo, it hurts my feelings. Marie said Stevenson, but they've said they pronounced it Stevenson.
It's Stevenson. It's Gable Stevens. It's Stevens, damn it. I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced. If you guys want to fight over
you're Americans and your difficult names.
You're the one who said it in English talk, all right?
English
Speak American.
So
well, I'm going to drape you with the American flag, Manny.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I told you when we have this flag blanket match, I'll put you down with the St. George's Cross. So NXT kicks off with Ember Moon versus Kaylee Ray. I thought this was a really good way to open up NXT. Like it wasn't good. It wasn't fluid.
Go ahead.
It wasn't fluid, but it was good.
It was a match of two people who I think have basically average wrestling ability getting it done.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say Kaylee Ray is average.
Give her average.
I would say she's better than Ember Moon.
I say they're about equal. They're about equal.
But they
I
pulled
feel
off a
like
decent match.
They did. They put up a solid match. And Ember Moon teased that she knows what she has to do. And we're about to get... And if Vince McMahon realizes Ember Moon is still there, we're going to get a evil Ember Moon, I believe. Because she
Do you
realized
think she
what
can do
has to
that? I don't think she can pull it off.
Because she lost her...
She lost
She lost her
everything.
tag partner. She lost her music. She lost lives and the tag titles. And, you know... She has to go and join up with Mandy Rose and the wenches of NXT.
Levi said every match on NXT this week was a loser leaves town match.
How dramatic would that be if there was a wrestling company going out of business and every week you lose a wrestler? That would be some dramatic shit. In the middle of it, you like, oh man, like damn, there goes Duke Hudson.
Yeah, but what if you really had to lose? What if you really had to do it on one night? Battle Royal?
Oh, Battle Royal, yeah, Battle Royal. There goes Natty! Over.
So, there was the Bachelorette and the Bachelor Party. I didn't know half the women in it that was invited to this Bachelorette party.
Neither did Indian Candace.
Like, who was this tall, gigantic Australian, and that's the one to the right of her?
Yeah, they're people. They're people. But this was some cheap, low-budget shit for a party. I would have left, too, to go see the other guy's party. Because they looked like they were doing nothing. Where was the male strippers? Where was the party? Where was the excitement? Where was the club? It was just like, nah, we're at this little wine. We're going to taste wine and be very classy and not really know each other.
Yeah, and then of course, there was the men's, which... I don't know why they needed to bring the zombie.
I was okay with it. Why not? The zombie had a match with... they had that match. They had that match. The original zombie match. When him and Loomis and Grimes in the house. And no one criticized that one, but The Miz does the same thing. And
But why is OJ Styles being invited to this? He's only been there 5 minutes.
Why? Diversity, Manny. Diversity.
You got the zombie ref.
He's in blackface if he's not there doing a Bill Cosby impersonation. We can't have that.
He does look like he's trying to sell pudding pops, don't he?
Like, dawg. Like, yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, and then, so
but they look like they had a hell of a time.
Yeah, they had axe throwing, they had go-karting. Johnny seems to even start getting along with Dexter, and then the laser tag happens. And then
What do you think would be the event in their little bachelor party? Would you say I'm having the most fun of my life with them? And I think the axe throwing would have been hilarious.
I think it would have been the axe throwing.
I think it would have been axe throwing. I was like, that seems good.
I mean, when someone teaches you something new and they correct your whole hand, you're like,
I want to tell you this, man. This is a deep dark secret that I didn't know I had until I watched this segment. Ever since I seen the movie, I believe it was Firestorm, star Howie Long or whatever it was called, and I saw him throw the axe in the commercial. I've always wanted to throw an axe at something. Somebody. It just seems like it didn't have to be like for murder.
I mean,
throwing axe and stuff.
I mean,
axe throwing just seems like
there's probably a
something
lot of axe throwing things you could do in LA.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just never did it.
I mean, you three could all probably go there and create content. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we could go there and also end up being arrested. They have deadly weapons. This is Los Angeles. The LAPD don't play.
That would be the biggest, the longest leave out trap. Hoping that one day they catch you an axe throwing thing.
We finally got you. What?
It took 6 years. It took 6 years of successful business, but we finally got you.
We only set this up for you to get you. We only set this up to get you. We knew it. We knew it. We planted the seeds years ago. But yeah, they connected, and the wedding seems like it's gonna go off without a hitch. I doubt it. I'm sure it's gonna be a train wreck. Liv Morgan's gonna say she slept with somebody in there, and who knows?
Oh, all that again. So I've lost respect for Carmelo Hayes in his match against Santos
That was
Escobar.
quick. That was quick. You knew the man 3 weeks.
I mean, you getting slammed by a woman, that changes things.
It can happen. It can happen to anybody. He was dazed, confused, and walked right into it. Didn't see it coming. You didn't think she would, that jacket and that hat.
Elektra Lopez does not look like someone that could slam a man of the size of Hayes, but she did, and he brought shame to the Hayes name.
Somewhere Willie Mays Hayes is shaking his head, and that's the only other Hayes I know.
Lord Alfred Hayes. Lord Alfred Hayes.
Lord Manny Hayes. All the Hayeses just shook their head in shame. But she body slammed her and showed that she's a force to be reckoned with, even though she reminded me of Carmen saying, I would have DQ'd her if I was the referee, Manny. Right off the bat, as soon as I see her putting the jacket back on, and I see him laying there. You clearly did something there, lady. I don't have to see it.
What?
I'm sure I'm right.
She could have just been hot.
For those 2 seconds, and he's all of a sudden laying there? I doubt it.
You ever heard of menopause? Women get hot flushes all the time.
Not in that moment. Not on NXT. That doesn't happen. You're out of here, lady. You're out of here.
Levi asked, will Johnny Gargano take the spot that WWE proposed to Adam Cole to become Keith Lee's manager? I would hope not.
Don't worry, he takes that spot, please. That story, I'm not going to say it's fake, but it's ridiculous enough to be true, and it sounds terrifying of what the world could have been.
Do you know what? If there's ever a situation where Adam Cole has to come back to WWE, I'm gonna keep that storyline vacant, open for him. Oh, you want to come back? Do you? You want to come back? Do you remember this? Do you remember showing all the pictures of him going? Do you remember this when you went baby in AEW? Baby? Yeah. You're his manager now. But no, you're not anyone. You're not Keith Lee's manager. Because that'd be too good. You're Leon Ruff's manager now.
Leon Ruff is gone. I think they're bringing Leon Ruff back just to be Keith Lee's manager now. Damn it, I need another guy. So clearly they're in the direction of we need little guy to be Keith Lee's manager. But I'm offended that story, like that was something on the table. Like Vince going, let's have this meeting, Adam. Here's how I see you. You remember Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley? I imagine you and Keith Lee, same position as Elvin. This time, you're Leo Rush.
I'm just,
but I'm a wrestler.
You know what you can't do that because like Bobby Lashley was obviously bigger, like more over than Leo Rush at the time. But there's no way you could anywhere go on this planet and go, you know what? Adam Cole, Keith Lee is bigger than Adam Cole, other than in size and weight.
I was baffled by that story, going like, is this what we're doing up there?
He would make Keith Lee seem much more important if it meant that we did not have to hear promos like this.
Ever again. Like, Keith Lee, that's the direction we're in. Vince is probably looking at us like, I never want to hear you talk. I never want to hear you. There's not enough TV time in a 3-hour show. We're going to put you on Raw because of those damn promos.
So, we have the Diamond Mine. They introduced the Creed brothers. There's also a woman working out in the back, which I think is that one that was one of the people they hired that came out of Ninja Warrior.
Okay.
And she was also in the I can't remember. She was in the skit where they found out that Candice gave the flowers to
okay.
I can't remember her name.
That's all right. It's okay, Manny. It's okay. You're in your 70s. You don't have to remember these women's names.
Well, you say that, but in the notes I wrote the Creed brothers versus unknown males because this was a squash match. If there was ever
man, they killed these guys, and I found them on the street. These are the jobbers I like. These are the jobbers I need when they sign a waiver of do what you will as long as I get the TV time. And that's what it looked like. The Creed brothers came out there just full, just everything Vince wants in a fantasy land where wrestling should go. It should have been from 1960. These thugs came out of nowhere of Diamond Mine and saved not only Dynamite, but may have saved my belief in wrestling. Here they are. The Creed brothers just whooped ass, and I was like, yes! Yes!
I do think you need to explain your phone call with Eric, because Eric would normally be the one on Saturday that would explain this, but we ain't gonna have that. So I feel like you need to explain the phone call once you experience the Creed brothers experience.
So right after I finish watching the Creed brothers kill these two men, I literally paused the TV, took a breath, and went, I need to call Eric about this shit. And I go, Eric, have you seen the Creed brothers? And he goes, yes! And he goes on site. I was like, I'm claiming them, and I'm claiming all Dynamite again. So I had to go claim. I had to go full claim right off the bat. And he's like, no, you gave up on Diamond Eye. I was like, no, you gave up on Diamond Eye from the start. Bivens has a tag team. I said I give him 8 weeks. This is week 8. I think.
Hold on. No. You didn't specify time yet. You were done on them with maybe 2 weeks. I was the one that said I would give them to Takeover.
No. You gave up on them right off the bat.
No,
dude.
I said 8 weeks.
You gave up when Tyler Russell died. When they fired Tyler Russ, that's when you gave up to him. Gave up on him.
I always believed in Suzuki. I always believed in him. Greatest trainer ever.
That was their belief. I didn't see Suzuki wrestle. That was his belief in Dynamite. If Suzuki wrestles, then they are a real thing. My belief was they could make it alone with just Roderick Strong. But anyway, these guys gave them credibility, and they whooped ass, and I could imagine them showing up in a pickup truck after eating some biscuits and gravy and just coming in and doing some work. These boys were thick and dangerous looking. I'm terrified of them. Hooligans.
So we're going to go back to this because... yes, I do see them coming in a pickup truck. I also see them being filmed by a fan with them saying, all lives matter.
Yeah, and I didn't say that also their pickup truck also looks like the General Lee and has a Confederate flag as they pull up. Okay? Man, these dudes were thugs. And no one's going to tell them the wiser. No one's going to tell them the wiser because you don't want none of this smoke. You saw their accolades in the NCAAs and Greco-Roman and all that, and Roman.
I don't know if they're real.
These motherfuckers are gladiators. They're terrifying.
They could be just small.
They can show up to the Performance Center in the Klansman outfit, Manny, and they can say, "This is my Sunday outfit," and no one's stopping them. No one. These guys are unstoppable.
This is my Sunday outfit.
This is AOP and Team Alpha or Alpha Academy or whatever they call themselves merged together. This is a threat to the world. Now he gonna whoop everybody's ass. If I was Vince and I'm going to war with AEW, I am just sending these two guys into that locker room and they're handling business. They're handling business. Dan Lambert is gonna be like, yes. This is who they're going to get.
Dan Lambert's going to bring him to AEW.
Yes. This is my new team. These are the Creed brothers. Goodbye, All Elite Wrestling. Hello, Dan Lambert's Wrestling.
Regal announces a number 1 contenders match in a fatal 4-way match with Ciampa, Kyle O'Reilly, LA Knight, and Pete Dunne next. Is it next week?
Next week.
Yeah. Next week.
It is new NXT. And you get the most old NXT match I've ever seen in my life. There is nothing that tells me, unless, let me tell you the direction they're going in. LA Knight has to win.
No, he's 40. He can't win.
Yeah, that's how you know. Oh, yeah, he's too old for Vince. Damn.
Pete Dunne's got to win. He's about 30-ish.
Might be too short.
Oh, damn. Everyone's too short in this match.
So it's like if they form together, they form the perfect wrestling. If you had the physique of Ciampa, the wrestling ability of Dunn, the mic skills of LA Knight, and Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know what Kyle's also, I guess, wrestling ability. But I think it's cool Kyle winning.
No, I would say Pete Dunne after the antics at the end of the night. David Sanchez says, I stuck by NXT as long as I could. I loved that brand since the early days of the WWE Network. It's a bummer to see it die/change. I mean,
it hasn't died.
I mean, I wouldn't say. I'd say, for me personally, I would say give it till their next takeover or whatever they're going to call it afterwards. If they even do takeovers after this, but like, give it till then, just so you know, because like it's going to take a while before they know what they're fully doing with that show.
Because I thought even this episode of NXT is a solid show. I enjoy all the things they put together, whether it's Hit Row promos, Escobar, and
Oh, can we talk about that Hit Row promo? Because it was incredible.
Yes.
There was one moment where I died laughing. It was when Top Dollar said something.
I don't know, man. You should have.
And then he said, "He who laughs last laughs best." And then they cut to Adonis and like, "We ain't laughing."
Yeah, they cut away. That's all he said. They edit. It was the edit of Adonis. That's right.
And we ain't laughing. And I was like, damn.
Then Top Dollar got racist and started saying, he started saying things.
No, I don't get that.
Spanish.
Though. I honestly don't get that because these lot, the Hit Row, have been making very much loads of Mexican slurs towards Legado, but they have said nothing. I mean, they can't say anything.
No, you can do it's a two-way street here, but I enjoy the heat between these teams. And
do you feel like the most racist thing they did was the snatching of the grill? I feel because that's not Mexico.
Current climate of America.
I don't think they do that in Mexico where they steal people's grill.
No, I don't believe you do that at all. And like, who knows? I don't know where they're going with this. I mean, I know where they're going. Pure death, but I can't wait.
Jamal said he's going to reserve his thoughts until next month. I mean, it's fair. You got to give him time.
Yes. But according to the card next week, and I know we're still in the middle of this show. According to the card next week, it looks like the same NXT. Raquel versus Frankie. It's a new matchup.
The weird thing is they said it's changing next week, but they haven't applied any of the like graphics that you're getting from the new NXT's coming with all the paint and everything. You're not getting that applied to the match cards or anything.
No, the card looks the same. So it just might be a change. To me, it reminds me of Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares, in which Vince McMahon is now Gordon Ramsay and is going in the kitchen and it's like, what is this, mold? What is this? Throwing shit at the wall. And, you know, I probably would do that toward, like, Boa.
No, so this is what I feel. This is what I feel like is going to happen. So you just described it perfectly. So Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmare, he goes in, basically yells at them for about maybe 20 minutes of that show.
Yeah.
Then goes, okay, you guys seem to want to change. He then sends them away, spruces up the place, gives it a facelift, gives it a change, which is what we're getting, which is like the new arena and everything. It's the same people working there.
Shorten the menu, yeah. Shorten the menu. They're still got the same problems of you're stealing money. You're clearly stealing money and gambling. Your addiction to whatever drug you're on, or you not being able to cook meat, it's still your problem. I'm not gonna be in there cooking on Friday. I'm here cooking today. But I'm not gonna be here on Friday when you're left to your own devices. You're gonna get your same frozen ass fucking Lunchables that you're selling out on the plate, calling it a fucking pizza. That's what you're gonna get. And that's what I feel like NXT is. Ramsey's wrestling, or Vince's wrestling nightmares.
Okay, so we get the worst champions up to date. Zoe Stark and Io Shirai versus the Casey Express for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. These titles have not been defended since they won them back in the start of July.
Has it really been July? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now this makes Swerve now the worst champion in WWE. Because he hasn't defended that since the end of July.
It's Swerve's defense, Manny. He's in a blood feud right now. There's no time to defend the title. I'm currently in a blood feud. I am fighting for my livelihood. Like R. Kelly in that interview, I'm fighting for my fucking life. And that's what he's doing right now with Lagardo.
I wrote in these notes, they need to get the titles off these two because EO does not belong in this tag division. Let the uncultured swine named Zoe Stark be gone.
Be gone, Zoe. I feel like one of them needs to be on the main roster and just be in the end of it already.
And then I think
it's G.I. Bro Zoe Stark.
I gave the rest of the night for NXT a strike.
And
it's not because of anything anyone employed by WWE did. There was a fucking child in that audience screaming for the rest of the night, and I noticed it at that point during this match. In the intent, she was just screaming the whole way through.
I never noticed it.
I noticed it. I noticed it. I may be going crazy, but I noticed it. I heard it. Did I ask for the ghost of Benoit to come? Maybe.
No, really, that was your inner child. That was your inner child screaming, "No! I want my NXT! I want it to stay as is! Don't take it away from me! Don't take it away!"
The match was okay. And then Gigi Dolan, Double J. She's getting called Double J.
There's no J's in her name. It's clearly GG.
No, JC Jane.
Oh, that's Double J. Oh, okay.
Double J. And then Mandy beat up the KC Express at the end, making the biggest statement of all.
Okay, so for the record, my favorite stomps and kicks while somebody's on the ground is in the movie Goodfellas, Manny. It is in the movie Goodfellas. However, I fell in love with this faction as soon as I was watching Mandy Rose stomp out. Jesus, I'm blanking out who they stomped out on.
Kaden Carter and
Carter.
Casey Catanzaro.
When she was stomping out, it looked like she was doing workouts because she was like, bah, bah,
yeah,
bah.
Yeah.
And I was
Tybo.
like,
Just straight Tybo workouts.
Tybo stomp.
Bah, bah.
She was bringing it in and she was feeling it. And I don't know why. This is the second body they got, but they had to take this out as well. It was well deserved.
Never has something been more deserved than this.
They should have never went to Indy's bachelor party. They got stumped out for that. And I don't know if I said this in the thumbnail, but I said it off camera. This is my new favorite faction. Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and your girl Double J, as you want to call her, who's still chasing the TNA championship. But this is the best Mandy has ever had. This is the best. I hope she goes full Cody Rhodes with the gimmick. Sheamus can't wear the face mask anymore because now Mandy's. She's stealing from the best wrestlers I like. She's stealing from Omega. She's stealing from Sheamus. She's stealing from them all. Mandy Rose is the best in the world right now.
So I may have said something that now interpreted, gone into the chat.
Oh.
You asked for the ghost of Chris Benoit, and all you got was his son, who apparently wrestling for an indie fed. It's like creep show twist.
Yeah.
I want to see Chris Benoit's ghost. I see dead people.
If they ever do a wrestling Christmas story, the ghost of Benoit is the ghost of Christmas future. And he just Vince won't let him talk. Yeah. By the way, Benoit's son wrestling, I don't want to see that. I don't. It's just a bad reminder of everything, that Benoit went through, all the head trauma, and, it's just going to put me in a bad place.
Do you not feel the same a bit, kind of like Brian Pillman Jr.?
No, because I feel like Brian Pillman had a lot of other issues. It was mostly like drugs and craziness. Brian Pillman Jr. seemed like he had a different childhood.
No, because when you see him and then you see Benoit's son, it's kind of like they're sons of tragedy. So people are behind him, but it's just like bit awkward.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I don't get that as much as Pillman's son, but I get with Benoit's son. Benoit's son is kind of like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't. Because who's going to sign him and then say, "Oh, that's Chris Benoit's son," and not have to bring up that tragedy of the rest of the family.
What about Dominic Guerrero? How do you feel when you see him wrestle with his adopted father, David Sanchez? I mean,
comment of the week.
It's the comment of the week.
Love it, love it.
Because
Because he looks nothing like Ray.
he doesn't.
He's too tall to be Ray's kid.
I mean, his wife's tall.
Yeah,
Taller than Rey Mysterio.
his wife has some dominant genes in that one. Ray is just like, damn. My son can kick my ass.
So they announced Frankie Monet is going to get a title shot next week. Very awkward the way that was announced.
Promise Stone Breast. Like
She's winning the title next week.
I don't think so. She's not beating Raquel. Raquel ain't doing shit with that title.
New show, new champion.
Honestly, Raquel does need to drop that title, go to Raw, and kill Nikki Ash. Kill her.
Why? She's not even the champion. What would she need to kill Nikki Ash for?
I don't know. I have no reason. I'm not on there to be creative. I just can throw out ideas of what I want to see.
You just crushed like a 5-year-old's dream that loves butterflies. I like butterflies.
We've been there before. You just threatened the kid in the crowd, Manny. You just threatened the kid in the crowd.
I mean, if you're ruining my experience when I'm watching something, of course.
All right. Anyway, let's get to the main event. MSK wins, and Danny Burch.
Excuse me, you're missing out one fatal flipping. Mei Ling versus Virginia Ferry.
I wanted to close out with this. That's why.
I've never seen something so dominant since Omos.
The power of Omos, the speed of AJ Styles, and 1,000 years of knowledge. This is the most dominant wrestler in the world. I think she should start competing with the men, because it's not fair. It's not fair.
Wait, are you trying to say she's Serena Williams of WWE?
Man, because my favorite thing about this whole story about Mei Ling is the fact that the story was she wanted to show Boa how to get it done. It was like someone's mama, after the kids being bullied, going like, who beat your ass? Let me go out and go show them something. And then go fight the kids. That's what Mei Ling was doing. So she handled this person with her quick kicks and throat thrusts and everything else. Mei Ling might be a sensation. It's her and the Creep Brothers saving the wrestling business for WWE.
He's saving NXT. They're pushing their NXT to higher mountain peaks.
Higher. More Mei Ling. All I can say this match was wow. And I'm going to say this, and it wasn't much. And Manny, I don't know how you're going to take this next comment, but this could end the show. Mei Ling's a better wrestler than Jamie Hayter. Just say.
You know, this is weird because I woke up this morning and then I looked at the mid-card mess and then I saw 2 comments. Jamie Hayter sucks and then Ruby Soho sucks and the same, like, pretty much written, like,
the same.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't personally see, we'll get to it when we get there. We'll talk about it now so we don't have to talk about it later. I didn't see anything wrong with the match other than the one spot where Ruby clearly should be lifting people that big. And then they just dropped.
You were watching it with your blind AEW rose-colored glasses, which I didn't know you owned, Manny. Alright? That match looks horrible. It was horrible. And there were some spots where I thought that Ruby could have died in that match because of the uncarefulness of Jamie Hayter. Several times.
But what I'm getting at now is, Marcus of today, the 9th of September, if he was to go back in a time machine and speak to Marcus of the era of Bayley and Sasha TakeOver New York.
Yes.
So you can have this match. You can have this 5-star women's match. I've got Mei Ling in the future.
I would have stopped the match right away, and I would have tell Hunter, I was like, we make this a triple threat. We need to throw Mei Ling in this shit. Otherwise, ain't nobody gonna remember it. Because once Mei Ling debut, wrestling stopped being good.
You can take your FTR. You can take your Pride and Powerful. I've got the Creed brothers.
I got the Creed brothers, baby. Back on up. Back on up. Mei Ling, Creed brothers. My promotion will begin. Creed brothers, Mei Ling, Mandy Rose's new faction, and the Hit Row and Legardo feud. And that is it. That's all we got. And we'll make it do what it do, baby. We'll be around for 2 weeks.
People may think we're being sarcastic, but I generally think Marcus is being truthful right now.
I'm honestly being honest about some of it. Not to the extent of the time machine. Not to the extent of throwing Mei Ling in there. There's a bit of sarcasm in Mei Ling. But the Creed brothers and the Mandy Rose group, I'm all aboard for that.
Oh, well, okay. The Creed brothers or the Usos?
In a match, I had to pick.
No, one has to go for return. One can only survive.
Only one. I would hope they can work together and we get an epic clash of 5 battles. But I would probably take the Usos.
That's correct.
I don't know. I don't know what the Creed brothers can really do when it comes to personality. They just look like they kill people. And they had one match with some jobbers who made them look good. One of those guys was baldy.
So we get to the main event. I didn't really care for it. As you know, I have deep thoughts about that stupid flip die push. But then the only thing I did care about was the after match antics when Lorcan and Birch both got stomped out.
Yes. I applauded Pete Dunne and Red Hot. I like the kayfabe of them going, like, just sitting over there. But what if they win? And I can see Pete Dunne going, they ain't fucking winning. No fucking chance. And then like on a near fall going, I fucking knew it. like just back and forth. Like, ooh. We're planning on jumping the mouse deal, right? Either way. If they win the belts, we're whooping everybody's ass at this point.
So this was the last NXT allegedly of this era. I thought it went out pretty decently, even though David Sanchez did say in last week's one felt more like a series finale.
Yeah. This felt like the series finale to me felt like the Walter and Dragunov match, and then we got epilogue ever since then.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like we got. Adam Cole went on to AEW after getting tapping out a handcuff Kyle O'Reilly. That felt like the end of NXT as we knew it, and this felt like the epilogue. I thought this was a solid show. It mixed humor with really good matches, solid matches, and some deep story, some storytelling. They're building something. And it's all getting torn down in the week by Gordon Ramsay next week as he comes in and starts throwing new paint on the walls and changing the menu.
So,
no more spaghetti. You don't know what you're doing.
This battle between Maurice and Jen in the mid-card mess of who can get their photo up on time. Maurice has got the doggos. The doggos.
Oh, look at the dog. Look at the dog. The dog gives you the side eye. You see what I'm doing? I'm living life.
Do you know what the show has missed?
What's
Prince. That? I can't remember the name of the dog. Frankie Monet's dog.
Oh, Prince Priestley.
It's missed that. Maurice's dog is now the new.
By the way, also in my NXT, Prince Priestley, Mei Ling, Mandy Rose faction. That would be my show.
And Jen did say, Maurice, you're lucky I'm running errands. You got this one again. So Jen has lost 2 times this week. Damn. But we move into AEW Dynamite, which Marcus pointed out to me last week for months now, because I didn't notice it, that the AEW logo at the bottom did not say Dynamite. And I only noticed it when I had to make the Rampage graphic.
Yep. So now Manny has made Dynamite legit. He's saying they're going to stay in business. Or AEW's legit. He's giving their shows names. They're just not, yeah, I've been watching that AEW. Which one? I don't know.
One of them.
But,
one of them,
yeah,
Dark, Elevation, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Even darker.
AEW even darker.
Bigger, better, blacker. Whatever they call their shows. But Dynamite is a show. This should be the most watched Dynamite in history. And I know I said that like 2 weeks ago when Punk debuted on Dynamite, not his Rampage debut, but this should be the most watched Dynamite in history because they now are showing their entire hand. They have all the cards on the table. They are running the bingo, as Santos Escobar would say. Yeah. They had the biggest pay-per-view of their life. Everything is going their way. This should be the most watched Dynamite in history. And if they draw less than a 1.5, or if they draw the same bullshit-ass 1 million people, they're doomed. They're doomed. And I'm not saying that as like content wise. They are doomed because wrestling fans aren't shit. That's why. Because they gave you everything. Everything. It's like with Thanos. Like Cody Khan is Thanos at the end, and he's sitting up on that ship, and he's thinking about Gamora, and she says, "What did it cost?" And he's like, "Everything. My entire life savings is on TV right now." Every time Sting walks out, I decide if I'm going to eat tonight, ramen noodle, or if
he is playing with his inheritance money.
Yes.
Like what's his dad's name? Shahid?
I don't know. Mike.
No, it definitely begins with an S.
Yeah.
I wonder, because this is obviously the money he's going to inherit when his dad eventually passes. So he's playing with inheritance money, and like it needs to be making a profit. I feel like without the video game, they would have made a profit, but like they should be making more money now in terms of like t-shirt stuff and merch stuff now.
Before we go any further, what did you think of the new images for the video game?
They got worse.
So the point in releasing like an image for graphics, or basically an image of your game, is to show off the graphics, right? I'm not showing anybody this. This looks unfinished. It looks like N64 or something. I'm not showing you this.
It definitely feels.
It didn't get me hyped. It made me go, oh.
N64. Very N64-ish anyway, because they looked blocky from the first time they showed it with when Jericho was fighting Shida, or it was Kenny Omega fighting Shida at that point. But like, I'm sure it will get better. It's nowhere. It doesn't seem like it's anywhere near completion. But I don't know why they're bringing out.
That. Yeah.
I don't know why you're bringing anything out.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring anything out to us. No one asked for it. No one said, "Let me show you this shit." Unless somebody was like, "That looks good. That looks good. Let me show you this."
I mean,
no.
It makes sense though. It makes sense to capitalize now. Like, oh, let's throw more stuff out because the WWE game is like in limbo at the moment.
Yeah. But when TNA was releasing their game, that wasn't really that good. But when they released the graphics, I went, "Oh shit! Look at those graphics right off the bat." Like, look how they rendered Booker T. That was the best rendering of Booker T, probably even to this day. Because there's some fucked up Booker T's out there. But I was like, oh, that shows something. But you don't show anybody this. Let's move into Dynamite.
So Dynamite kicks off with Malachi Black versus Dustin Rhodes. Yeah, it kicks off with Malachi Black versus Dustin Rhodes. I said last week, anyone that wants to see this are clearly lying to themselves.
I was okay with it. I didn't mind it happening. I think Dustin's the best 50-year-old man in wrestling today, and no one can change my mind.
Ultimate Dragon still holds 58 titles nationwide.
Defend them! Fight me, Ultimate Dragon! Fight me! I've been calling you out. I've won the Long Beach Championship for years. Okay? Fight me!
But it was a good match. But again, Dustin and Shotty got way more offense in than Cody, making Cody look like a little bitch.
Well, Cody has his reality shows and all his weight, and I honestly don't know what direction they're going with Cody. I didn't think it needed the table spot at the beginning. I was like, why are we going?
Yeah,
this
it didn't need
Why
that.
are we this reckless with this?
I
Why are we
mean,
starting with this?
that was the turn to make Malachi Black like seem more stronger as well, because Dustin was taking it to him.
So this match was okay for me. It wasn't great. I thought they missed a lot. They didn't have much chemistry in the ring. Like, Dustin was going for punches and Malachi was flinching, but they never actually started the punches. And then the finish didn't really work and he missed the kick completely. They just didn't seem like they worked together enough ever, probably.
Well, his
Like,
timing's
some of the
definitely
timing
timing has to be definitely off because he's like 50 whatever years old.
Yeah. So it wasn't horrible. It was solid. It was probably the way I would start Dynamite though this week. You know.
I mean, you're giving a lot of praise for a match that had a Canadian destroyer that produced a You Still Got It, John.
Well, we weren't talking about star ratings, right?
I mean, this is that's your initial like kryptonite.
It's a 2-star match. It's a 2-star match, Reddy. I think that's even high. I'm giving it 2 stars. That's even high. You know what? It's going 1 star. 1-star match. It did have a random Canadian destroyer. And how do you feel if you're Adam Cole? You go, that's my finisher. His finisher's the Shining Wizard, but Panama Sunrise is almost there.
I mean, if he does it from the corner, so it was done from the corner though, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm looking at it like maybe not. But we get the best I can't talk anymore. The best video package. Miro and Eddie Kingston.
Yes.
I thought this was just great. The back and forth these two have is amazing.
I don't understand what these guys are doing on this show. I feel like this is for the heavyweight title, and these dudes hate each other. It's a blood feud with the belt on the line, and it was perfect. It was perfect. I got nothing bad to say about these guys.
I just love Miro's line of, I had to ice my balls too the day after. I'm going to offer your broken bone to my bride and your soul to my God. This is the word of the Redeemer.
I feel like Miro has the best gimmick in wrestling right now.
Do you not feel like he needs sometimes someone to just yell, hallelujah?
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! He needs a choir. I can't wait for him to have a full choir, but I feel like it's already going to be too late. When he gets his full choir, he's going to lose the title that night. But yeah, moving on.
And then to the part where they just brought up, CM Punk speaks!
No, they brought up several times. And I am annoyed by it because he hasn't moved the needle for one bit. I will move past that. Fucking Daniel Bryan will address the people. He's here tonight. There's no address. Daniel Bryan is here tonight. That's what I've been advertising all tonight. Or Bryan Danielson, sorry. Sorry to mess up his name.
And then Taz interrupts CM Punk. He said he's tired of Punk's bullshit love fest that he's doing. And also states, don't ever mention any members of Team Taz. Which he didn't.
He didn't. He didn't, and I was confused. Although, Punk's promo started off fine, but got really weird. When he was actually, you guys tell me who I should fight. Like he was expecting the crowd to chant something. But everybody went in like weird directions. I want you to fight Warhorse. And shit, like,
bring him back.
Sonny Kiss.
Wars.
CM Punk versus Sonny Kiss. Let's go. Let's go. Like, like Taz said, I am sick of this happy love fest Punk bullshit. This is going nowhere. You give me something to sink your teeth in, Punk. You give me a story. You get angry. Shit.
And then obviously, he calls out the entire Team Taz, and then hits Taz with the catchphrase, beat me if you can.
Survive if I let you. Which I went online and people was like, oh, such a good line by Punk. What a great line. And I was going like, you fools! You damn fools! You unknowledgeable pieces of shit out there. You little babies. He used Taz line against them. That Taz has used on this show. CM Punk didn't invent nothing. He has no one line. Do you see that one match of comparing his Darby Allin match to the 1-2-3 Kid?
Yeah. 1-2-3 Kid versus Bret Hart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that match. like we bring up some really dated references on this show sometimes, but I don't remember that Bret Hart 1, 2, 3 Kid match.
Nope. But we could bring up a Ted DiBiase match. But if there was a match I would mimic, Manny, if we were to go and say, hey, you guys got a contract to go to AEW or WWE and do a match, I would definitely say, Manny, we're doing this match. And I want to be the one breathing heavy.
I mean, let's be real. 2 minutes and maybe the entrance would tire us out and we're already doing that the game.
Let's just go to the previous spot.
As if like we'd be like, let's do the breathing spot. No, it happened immediately.
Oh man, that would be great. I gotta watch that match again. I don't know where I'm gonna find it, but I need to see that match again.
I mean, there's a Bret Hart DVD lying around somewhere. Levi says Punk did move the needle. All Out produced the highest pay-per-view buys for a non-WWE show in over 22 years. Only peak WCW performed better.
They can still do it. I think they were going to do that either way. The TV ratings have not moved. Rampage got the lowest views ever.
This is a weird
Dynamite's
take.
getting their same views.
Sean Waltman was the Sabu of his time before he went to WWE.
Hot take.
I can't see it.
I think for me, Sabu was Sabu.
Yeah, there was no
If
other.
if anybody was doing shit, Sabu was already doing the shit before Waltman, and maybe Waltman was ripping off Sabu. I don't know. I'm not gonna go back that far and tell you. No, Sabu was, and Sean Waltman was better than Sabu. I don't think so.
So we get Will Hobbs versus Dante Martin. I don't know why this match was even here.
Well, I was okay with it if it made Hobbs look more dominant. Yes, Dante Martin is a high flyer and all that, but right now,
I expected him to throw Dante Martin around, and that's what I got.
Yeah, yeah, but it wasn't enough. Like, Hobbs looked like he was pushed to the limit, especially he had a hard time after that kick to the face, where he was either selling or really did get kicked to the face, and he had a hard time getting up. I just feel like Hobbs should have looked like a monster going into this match, because once you call your shout out to Punk, I need to be more invested of who's this Hobbs guy as a first time viewer who's just here because I heard Adam Cole and Brian Danielson here and whatnot. I need to see Hobbs be a monster and be like, oh, this Team Taz stuff, they ain't fucking around. But it seemed like if he had a hard time with this guy, Punk is gonna make quick work with him.
But then the other thing I got really annoyed at, Hook is stealing a living. He has done nothing since he has been on AEW. Nothing.
Hey. Come on, man. Come on. It's hard work doing being out there and handing people weapons or whatever he does. All right? I'm not going to count Hook's money. I'm just going to say every match shouldn't be back and forth. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe CM Punk first match will be against Hook, and he whoops that kid's ass.
And then Dan Lambert, once again, with the best anti-AEW promo ever.
Yeah,
he just tops it and tops it.
It's really hard for us to put people out of it. So, my problem with his promo is that everything comes out factual. You bring a bunch of under 5'9" guys, and this, I won't win. And then, like, the two people they just saw, Adam Cole is about 5'6" or something, or whatever his size is. He seems to get shorter every day. I don't know what's going on. But, and Brian Danielson and CM Punk, they saw a real men, and I'm like, I don't even know if he's getting the heat that he wants from the crowd. Like, it's just like, there you go, damn. I don't know where we're going with this.
Do you know when you just mentioned the height thing? All the memes before of Adam Cole being short. You think they're just going to stop now because he's in AEW? I feel like it is.
I don't know. Who knows? But He was shorter than all the Young Bucks in that ring, and I was going like, damn.
MJF cuts a long promo about Cincinnati, then puts down Pillman's family, which brings out Brian Pillman Jr. There was far too much crowd service, fan service going on today.
So Eric had the same take with that. I disagree with that. I was like, you know what? It's fine. This is what I want if I was in the hometown crowd. I'm okay with it. When they come to my town, I expect them to put my town down. And it's really easy to do that when you come to Los Angeles. So, put them down. I'm okay with that. I was okay with MJF generating all the heat that he was angry. I was happy that he's no longer fucking with Chris Jericho. It seemed like a reboot of MJF, like he was back to before the Jericho age.
Yeah, but it feels like he's lower on the card now.
Maybe. I don't know. But to me, this was really the segment that stood out to me on this show. Everything else was kind of just there. And I thought, he was edgy, and to the point where I thought Pillman made no sense psychologically.
He made no sense at all.
Yeah, he walked up to the stage. He's all happy. He just talked about your aunt, your sister, your daddy, your mama, your grandmama, your legacy in your hometown, and you come out there smiling and happy without your boy Griff Garrison talking about, yeah, we're in the jungle, this is it, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. You should be out there trying to kill.
I mean, and then...
That's what I would have been doing. I've been killing.
Brian Pillman Jr. in the back later announces that he's got himself a match against MJF in New York in I think it's 2 to 3 weeks. And then see the return of Max Caster after his sensitivity training.
It seemed to have worked. He's handing flowers and roses to people.
And he said he politicked himself a match against him at Rampage on Friday, tomorrow.
Terrific. What did you think of the stuff MJF said? Do you think he went too far?
I mean, it is a bit. I feel like it is a bit too far, but I feel like if you cleared it with the family, maybe it's okay. But like it did seem a bit harsh, a bit like it felt like. Do you remember that line Paige was forced to say about? I think it was one of the Flairs, Reed Flair, I think.
Oh yeah. She said Reed.
Yeah, it was very harsh. I was just like, you probably shouldn't have done that.
I'm okay with this harsh shit. I'm okay. I'm a person that heels need to be heels, damn it. He needed me to go, oh, what a piece of shit that guy is. But Pillman's response to the problem I had with it, he should have been. Griff Garrison died, by the way, in this segment.
Yeah, Griff Garrison was not out cold.
Wardlow's MJF team, I feel like everything that happened on Dynamite was this segment of any importance, where it was layered with MJF is a dickhead, Wardlow is kind of a nicer guy, but needs to be who's gonna turn on MJF and they're gonna make him a heel. Brian Pillman, I don't feel him. I don't think he's a star at all. But I just feel like, it was the best segment of the night.
So Levi says MJF was on another level, one that Brian Pillman isn't ready for. He clearly wasn't ready for that. MJF might be the best promo guy since The Rock.
Yeah, maybe.
I think there's been a few others since The Rock, but he is probably one of the best promo guys now.
Yeah, I think since The Rock, I don't know what Rock age are we going in, but I think CM Punk can compete with that. Yeah. I think we should go. We should go that route. CM Punk and MJF, dueling microphones, then we get a match. That's the route I would have put them in. That was my main problem with Dynamite. They didn't really
I felt like I definitely got the feeling that they didn't capitalize on the how do you phrase it?
Excitement? On the momentum?
On the momentum from All Out.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't get enough of the people. I think we're getting Pac and Andrade at Rampage. I would have threw that as my first match this week. As in, we got these WWE guys that you're probably familiar with, and they're about to put on a crazy-ass match that you haven't seen. Maybe the Young Bucks take a tie because they lost or whatnot, but I would have started with that. I would have did throughout a Punk segment, then maybe go to Ruby Soho or whatever. Just throw everything out there and just really continue the excitement. But today it seemed like they were we're just giving an average show. We're in reset mode but you can reset and then somehow still make it exciting. I don't feel like they tried to make it all that exciting, other than the MJF attacking the crowd, the bounce back segment.
So Maurice said MJF definitely keeps your attention promo wise. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a hateable little fucker, isn't he?
He is. He's really good at it.
He's so really good at he's so good at doing that. And then Levi said Punk's not as good as MJF. I mean, he was in his like prime in WWE, and then like he's just finding his feet again. So it's one of those things where class is permanent.
Yeah, he's not like if you gave me straight edge society Punk / pipe bomb Punk, I think they compete really well with MJF. Like just charismatic individuals.
David Sanchez said, my problem with MJF is that while his delivery is great, and even though he does have some bright moments, the actual stuff he says is kind of middling heel content a lot of the time. And his in-ring work is uninteresting. I mean, he's very basic in the ring.
I think he's solid. It's been on his opponent.
I think his in-ring work is very Miz-like, where you'll get a solid match. I think you'll get a solid match, but that's kind of what you're getting. But
he's only 25, and I honestly don't give a shit about his wrestling. Fuck his wrestling. The dude delivers on the mic, and then he fights. I'm okay with that. Like, you don't have to do every flip in a game and do all that shit.
Yeah.
Every hold. Just, sell me into the building. Like, for Miro and Eddie Kingston, two guys who I think are just basic wrestlers, essentially, and basic as being nice, their promos are making me want to see them fight. They're telling the story that make me want to see them fight. I'm more into that than anything on the show.
So
for whatever reason.
Maurice asked, but do you think that since they knew All Eyes would be on Dynamite coming off the heels of All Out, that it was smart to start off the show off heavy with their homegrown talent? Well, I don't think they did. I felt like they should have spent more attention on homegrown talent.
Let's see.
Because you kicked off with Malachi Black versus Dustin Rhodes.
And don't get more WWE than Dustin Goldust Rhodes.
I mean, you could claim that Dustin was WCW Dustin at that point in this match, but
yeah.
And
Malachi feels brought over, even though he had a career before as Tommy. He felt brought over by WWE.
Yeah, and then Miro Eddie Kingston was great, but that was just a video package. And then the CM Punk stuff is when they kind of brought in some of the younger talent with like Will Hobbs, Team Taz, but like you didn't bring out Starks. Yeah, you didn't bring out Starks who could have cut a good promo against Punk. He's got a good promo in him. You know that for a fact. But like,
I wonder what Starks was this week. I was disappointed because I wanted to see them go at it on the mic. I feel like that'd been good.
It did feel like they could have paid more attention to their homegrown talent.
Well, I just feel like, I wanted Lucha Bros on the show. They just won the titles. I feel like we got like half a minute of them, right? Half a minute.
I'm pretty sure Penta is probably just broken at this point.
Yeah, but they deserve more than half a minute. Just have them talk about the brutality of the match. Like, a lot of it could have just been a lot of packages talking about this is what happened. This somebody come out. I don't know. I just feel like every segment just kind of fell in line. That's the same. Hill comes out, cuts evil promo, brawl breaks out, we end, we go to some random match. Hill comes out, cuts promo. And my biggest disappointment was we're going to get Ruby Soho's first interview. I believe that's the next segment, whatever. After all this drama happened.
Yeah, and then she's interrupted by Britt Baker.
And she gets interrupted right away. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is one of your big key moments.
I'm not being funny though. I feel like it paid off though. So obviously, I've written it down. So Ruby Soho said Britt Baker has all these nicknames for herself to remind people so they don't see everything that she's not. And then Britt Baker tells her that she should run away to catering where she spent 4 years of her life.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I feel like it served the purpose.
It put her down right away. and put her down. She didn't even get to say shit. This is her first mic time ever, and the first time she's getting ready to say something, cut off before Sting can even say anything, who gets cut off faster than anybody. And then she gets put down by their top thing, and then they have their match.
Yeah, and then they have the match. I thought it was fine. Other people, including you, probably didn't like it. And
Jamie
then
Hayter's dangerous. She's as dangerous as Nia Jax.
And then Riho tries to make a save, and then it gets destroyed.
Her neck broken. Jamie Hayter.
And then Statlander comes up with a chair. So expect a 6-person tag in the next few weeks.
I thought this was trash. I feel like there was some injustice to both Ruby and Jamie Hayter in this match. For the simple fact, if it's Ruby's first match, she should have a quick, decisive win, and she's the number 1 contender. It should be something easy. And it shouldn't have to be the showcase of a great match. And then Jamie just debuted, 2 weeks ago, or returned? And she's already basically just a goon that loses from Britt Baker. You could have Rebel just lose from Britt Baker in this case.
A match I didn't like was FTR and Shawn Spears versus Dark Order. The Dark Order are now fighting within. And Anna Jay can't control it, neither can the Tay Conti. But I feel like Johnny Hungy's lost a lot of steam since he got injured.
Yep. And you know what the main reason is, Manny? They do lack leadership, and here comes Bray Wyatt. He's coming in. He's joining the Dark Order.
Well, they keep saying the kid, -1, Huber's son, is still the leader. So I don't know where you go with that.
I think they're clearly going Bray Wyatt if you like we're done with this. And I guess it's the closest thing we get to Pinnacle, even though they never said the word Pinnacle in this episode.
They did. They said it numerous times.
Did they?
Yeah. Even I think Taz said it a few times.
Oh. I just feel like that's dead.
And then did you catch Tully calling out Sting for a match?
Yeah. I did. And I was like, that's when they're gonna insert Ric Flair. Something involving this Sting and Ric Flair is gonna happen.
So the Elite, Adam Cole threatens Tony the Simp, calls him AEW the greatest wrestling company because of the Elite, calls himself a once in a generation pro wrestler, but then a second later calls Kenny Omega a once in a lifetime wrestler, which is basically the same thing. You can't have two at the same time. Says the Elite is complete, baby. But obviously, we've got Kevin Owens teasing that he's coming to AEW.
Yeah. So, my fears. I told you my fears, Manny. My fears. He's just a guy. He just became a guy. He was Adam Cole, damn it. Now he's just a member of a group. And it's the same feeling I had at the end of the show last time, where tonight he got dropped by Kazarian. And I'm like, no! Why is he getting dropped already?
I mean, he could have taken the bag and been Keith Lee's manager, or he could be doing the exact same thing with the Elite. So, I feel like this is probably the better move for him.
It is.
Bryan Danielson interrupts. He asks the fans if they want to see him fight Kenny. Said Kenny won't take the fight because Kenny knows he isn't on his level.
I thought that was good. I thought they were staring each other down and doing that. And I look forward to the match. But, it was the stuff around it I didn't care about. I just felt like it was too bad. It wasn't paced well. Maybe that's what it was. It felt like stuff was happening, and then not happening. They were intertwining everything. It would have been better just to see Kenny out there gloating, and then Bryan Danielson just come out there, or Bryan Danson's out there addressing the AEW crowd to change it up from all the heels just coming out there talking shit, basically, in every different segment. And then he come out, I don't know. It just didn't hit. It didn't hit right. It was nice that they got to the stare, but just the way the Adam Cole first time talking to rotate to Bryan Danielson, they basically did the exact same thing they did at the pay-per-view. Just tied in dialogue.
Yeah, and then Levi says Levi's going to turn on the Elite, which will be similar to Kenny in the Bullet Club. David Sanchez says, I mean, to be fair, Adam Cole would probably been just another guy on the main roster. He could have been great, but given the track record, that's a hard to envision, which is true.
It's true.
I mean,
it might be a gamble scenario.
At this moment, it's a gamble with WWE, what you do in your career.
Yeah.
Like, do you sign on and stay there for more mediocrity on the main roster, or do you see your career pursue because I feel like you become a big star somewhere else and they pull you back in, you instantly become a big paid more and treated better. Like, look how long AJ waited, and then they realized he's the fucking GOAT.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's AJ Styles. Wish we had him sooner. But honestly, when AJ was younger, I don't think they would have used him sooner.
Exactly.
He wasn't as comfortable on the mic or whatnot. He was just somebody. He's just so much better now.
And then finally, we end the night with Jon Moxley and his pursuit to end and kill and destroy all aging, elderly Japanese men against Minoru Suzuki. The match was great. I loved it.
What? I hated this match.
I really liked it.
It was so short. And 90% of it... Oh, because you don't watch it on TNT. It was a bad experience on TNT. The match was like... It started... They cut Suzuki's theme song off and whatnot. It just starts. And then they go to commercial. And then you come back from commercial and it's over. It just ended. And it was like, what was that? What was the point of this? Like, it was that fast. It was literally like a 5 or 6 minute match, Manny.
Really?
Yeah. On TV, maybe 3 minutes. We got to see 3 minutes of actual action on TNT.
I mean, like I said before, I don't watch wrestling, like daytime wrestling, other than I watch SmackDown at a normal time because I haven't got a rush to watch it, and I can do the same with Rampage where I don't have to rush to watch it. Normally, I'm watching AEW and AEW and Raw now at times too, because it's just finishing Raw. Finishing work that day, whereas like I can watch NXT at a normal speed, but like I've gotten so used to it that I'm like I can function at times too. It's only when I need to make notes on something someone said that like I go, okay, need to slow it down.
Yeah, so this match was like, it was just a bad TV experience. Like they literally start the match and they go to commercial, and then they go picture in picture, which I don't watch. And you see Suzuki doing like arm bars, and I'm like, why is this not actually on the big screen? I'm looking at fucking Geico commercials on this giant screen, and they're having this match. I don't see the point. And it ends with Mox walking around in circles for the last 3 minutes. And I was like, give that to the match at least.
I don't feel like I need picture in picture anymore.
No, I don't. It's
either
desperation.
Yeah, you don't need to do it.
You don't need this desperation. You have probably you might have the best roster of wrestlers of any promotion right now. You have the best. You should be more confident in what happens.
So David Sanchez, the paradigm shift, the Death Rider version is morphed from a high angle DDT to a double underhook suplex. Is that more Walter's opponents, who I don't even know?
It was a lame suplex. He just went, ugh. And I was like, oh, that's it, huh? That wasn't the toughest Japanese man I've ever seen.
I mean, I told you, Inoki. Inoki's coming.
Just, it's slow motion. He moves like Mei Ying's, though.
So what did you think of AEW Dynamite?
That was an average show when it should have been a spectacular show.
I mean, I saw the B rating, and I felt like it was a B.
I feel like that's high. I'm in the C.
No, I felt it was a B. There was bits that they could have capitalized better on the momentum, but like normally what happens, from like historical things, they don't normally go as hard anyway directly after a pay-per-view. But
but this was WrestleMania they had, and at All Out, and this should have felt like the Raw after Mania. Just whatever energy you have there, and I feel like maybe they shouldn't have debuted Bryan Danielson on that pay-per-view. It just did Adam Cole, and then this week maybe they should have brought Danielson back.
I think you could have brought Danielson,
or vice versa.
I feel like the initial idea was to bring him back at that New York show because it was supposed to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna have his first match there. Maybe him and Kenny fight there.
Hopefully. Maurice says, I hear you on picture in picture. I figure that picture in picture was to prevent you from turning over to NXT. I feel I even get that when I watch NXT. Like, I don't see the need for it.
Yeah, and both shows now they're separate. do not need to act like they're fighting with each other anymore. You don't need picture-in-picture anymore. Like, you should be confident that your audience will not go, let's see what else is on. Like, right away. Oh, here comes Jon Moxley. Let's see what else is on. No. You'll wait. So, they need to be more confident and just not fear that people will turn away. Because picture-in-picture sucks.
Is All Out AEW's WrestleMania, or is that Double or Nothing? I
don't know anymore. I feel like All Out now.
I think it was All Out.
I think All Out has took the reins of...
Wasn't that the first name of their first show anyway? Wasn't that All Out?
No, the first AEW official show was Double or Nothing. Then the one that they had everybody join in was called All In. All Out, I feel like it's their WrestleMania. Considering what the show was this time.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, though. I don't know.
I think I still give it to NXT this week. Because I had more fun with it.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, this was a C show, and I think I'm gonna, if I'm changing my grades this week, Raw, it goes down to a D if I'm giving this a C.
Oh, no. You need to tell Maurice that, because you disagreed with his grade.
I disagree, but I had to think about the scale. I give Raw a D, but I did enjoy that turmoil, and I did enjoy Sheamus and Drew. They're both
I'm telling you now.
I'm giving them both C's.
Nah.
They both only had like one. They both only had one or two segments that I actually liked.
Raw still stays at a D for me. I'm not even giving it a plus. It stays at a D. I still give I'd give AEW a B and then NXT a B plus.
I feel like that AEW B is high. I didn't really get much other than the MJF segment. I was like, that's all I'm here for.
I mean, I when I watched the matches, I didn't go, do you know what, I fucking hated all of that. The only thing I really didn't like was FTR, Shawn Spears, and Dark Order.
See, because you don't remember that Ruby Riot's match, which was terrible. It was terrible.
No, I saw it, but I didn't see it as bad.
And I hate that I got so much of that and so little of Suzuki and Mox. And it ends with Mox just walking in circles, and I'm going like, why did we end so early? What the fuck? Was Suzuki like, I'm done. My eyes fucked. Like, maybe that's what happened, but it was just like, I got none of that match. And so much of, like, Ruby Soho, and so much of, what's the, Team Taz, Hobbs and,
I didn't understand.
Dante.
I didn't understand the role of Team Taz this week.
I thought CM Punk was a cluster. I thought he was just too happy, and then it just seemed like he was all over the place. Like, he needed some form of structure whatsoever just to be like, all right, we need to sell that you're fighting Team Taz. And
So
Taz
there's rumors going about that Bryan Danielson wants nothing to do with the booking process. But I feel like some of that younger talent need Daniel Bryan because none of them are going to get pushed.
He's like, I don't want another career.
Would you know who was missing on this week's Dynamite?
Sting?
2.0 and Daniel Garcia.
Oh shit, that's what was missing. That's why they didn't get that high. That's why I'm giving it a C. That's
They've been on every show for the last couple of weeks.
I swear to God, when I was watching this, I thought they were going to attack Bryan Danielson doing his addressing.
But like,
I would have loved it.
I feel like they're missing out with some of the younger talent, much like WWE, but they do it to an extreme. But like AEW, with all the big influx of big talent, I think there is going to be that concern that some of these younger guys are not going to get the time they need. And I'm sure the argument of they've got 4 shows, 2 on YouTube, but realistically, how many of you people actually go and watch that?
But hold on, but in hindsight about fearing for the young talent, I will say this on AEW. They featured him this week. You know, Pillman got time. Pillman got time. Griff Garrison got attacked and beat up. MJF is 25, even though he feels not like a younger talent.
He feels like he's been around for a while.
Yeah, but he's younger talent still. Dante Martin got a showcase. Hobbs got some time. They showed the younger talent, even though they had all these other people. So I'm not going to say they're not going to showcase younger talent. They're going to have to try to find a blend. And maybe I just feel like they need to separate Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole in some capacity because they keep blending their segments together, and I feel like it takes away from one or the other.
I feel like that's going to happen for a while. That's the problem.
Like, when Daniel Bryan come out, Adam Cole shouldn't be involved. Unless the match they're going to is Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan.
Maybe, because then it'd be the rematch of the SmackDown match.
I did like Adam Cole, though, calling out Tony. It's like, you even look at her again, I kill you.
I felt like Tony deserved it. He looks too happy when he's like, DMD.
But the whole narrative of Britt Baker is wrong, I feel like. Just make her a face. What are we doing? No one boos her. She does these heel tactic stuff and says this shit, but no one actually is booing her.
I mean, they're trying to keep her the CM Punk of the women's division, but okay.
There's no reason. Like, when she fights Ruby Soho, who's cheering for Ruby? Seriously. I mean, that may be just love fest for Ruby right now. She's fine in the ring, whatever. But they're not rooting against Britt Baker. I don't feel like they're going to be like, yeah, give her the belt. No. This is DMD.
Oh, and as Jamal was in here, I listened to the Mid-Card Best podcast today, and out the gate, do you know how we do dated references?
Yeah.
Bull Buchanan.
Oh, man, that is different. That is different, because immediately Right to Censor pops in my head.
No, they went down the route of B squared.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
So check out the Mid-Card Best
But
podcast
why?
when you can. Oh, because his co-host was on it. And then he's like,
how do you
"My name's
start
B
the
squared."
show with Bull Buchanan?
And then it was like, oh, like Bull Buchanan. I was like, damn, that's such an old reference. And I was like, do you know how we appreciate the old reference? Because we do them here.
Yeah. That's 20 years ago.
I was like, damn, remember when he was rapping with John Cena?
More appropriate. Brew Buchanan reference, or Eric bringing up the arrogance from Rick Martel as a weapon, which is like a 40-year-old reference.
I mean, I needed to be told about the reference he was making, because I forgot about the arrogance thing. I completely forgot about spraying with arrogance.
We should every episode bring up a random old name and see what you think about it. Like if I bring up Escobar. What's immediately
Which Escobar?
See, you got Santos Escobar, but Escobar who came out with Vicky Guerrero and got fired like 2 weeks.
Oh wait, I was thinking of someone completely different in my mind.
Oh, is he the guy? He's also the same guy I think that stabbed John Cena as well. I think.
Yeah, but I was thinking of Armando. That was with Banger.
Damn. Old names.
But we
yeah,
have gone so long today.
Yeah, you know.
It happens. But
C! I'm going with C for AEW. You need to give me A+ shows.
if you're still around,
the greatest roster in the world.
make sure you join us on Saturday, same time, same place, and like the video and subscribe.
Can I leave the people with one message? Before you blow us up, I want to leave us with one message, Manny. Don't be like Bronson Reed.
What did he do?
He claimed that WWE mismanaged him. And they didn't. They brought him in. He gave him everything. Then the Vince was like, fire him.
I mean, they mismanaged him at the end. You can't say you mismanaged him for his entire point there.
He was like, oh, I can't wait to get hired by a company that managed me correctly. And I was like, you just got fired at the end. you were treated pretty well. Treated well. Don't be like that guy.
I mean, just don't be like that in general, because when you do stuff like that anyway, it puts a stamp on you in the new company you want to sign for.
Yeah, like,
I was like, is he going to be a dick when you're on the way out? Like, if we have to let him go?
it's already bitter. It's just coming in bitter. That's my message for the world.
And on that note, peace.